Welcome to RaeNelle.com. Today we're going to be making an interesting washi tape card. It's made with the Love and Affection washi tape and the Love and Affection stamp set. This is such a great little card, and it just was so much fun to make. Now, it's not a fast card, but it is one that when you get finished with it, you're just going to love it. Notice that we have used the copper embossing powder and the copper embossing powder on this little flower peeking out underneath the washi tape. This card works because the background is busy and yet our embellishments are not. So let's get started making this card. Now, to get started, we're going to need a 5 1/4 by a 4-inch piece of Whisper White cardstock. You're going to need the Love and Affection washi tape, and you're going to love this. It's coming out June 1st with the new catalog. This is the Watermelon Wonder stripe, and we're just going to lay it across, and we're going to come completely off of the edge of the paper. And we're going to use our scissors and cut the ends off. And this is going to be our beginning stripe. Now from here, the angles get a little different. And so our next color will be the dark flower. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my craft knife to get the angle correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it off of the edge and up to the red stripe. I'm going to take my craft knife and I'm just going to cut it very lightly, just enough to cut the washi tape. And that keeps that angle. Again, on the other side, I'm going to do it off center from this one. And I'm just going to lightly take my craft knife and cut the washi tape. And that is our beginning of our design. Next, as we follow this one, I'm going to use the mint macaron tape, and it will be our next design. Again, I'm going to butt it up to the red stripe. I'm going to leave it hanging off, but I'm going to use my craft knife to cut it to where it fits perfectly. Now, I'm also going to do one on this side over here. I like using my craft knife because it gives it a cleaner cut, and you do not have the different colors overlapping. Now, if that's the look that you're wanting for the overlapping, that's great. Do it that way. Then we're going to continue on with this dotted copper. Very gently make your cuts. Now you can lay these down in any stripe that you decide. It's entirely up to you. I am actually following this card. Now, I'm going to leave this space here and this one at the bottom and this one on the side. Now, it actually is smaller. They're smaller on this card, but I think it's going to work fine. Make sure that I got it all correct. No, actually, I do not have the blue on this side. And using the craft knife, it just peels off of there so quickly. Okay, now I'm going to just cut the edges off. You could fold them in if you wanted to, and that would be fine. It's not going to make any difference. Now, if you'll notice, they just all butt together so nicely using the craft knife. So now let's go ahead and we'll stamp our images. We're going to use the large flower, the small flower, the two insides, this little leaf, and this little flower right here. But now we might, instead of using this one, that is the embossed little copper one that I used there, but I may just use these little leaves poking out, which we'll have to do some masking there, but we'll see about that. But we're going to stamp this in Night of Navy and Real Red, and then these in Real Red and the yellow, which is the crushed curry. So using the large flower, we're going to use our Night of Navy ink. And some scrap Whisper White cardstock. We're going to fussy cut these. So I'm going to cut stamp one. And then I'm going to stamp two of the smaller in the Real Red. And the yellow, the Daffodil Delight. I think I said crushed curry a while ago. It wasn't. It's Daffodil Delight. And that will be the centers of the little red flowers. Now there on the little center there is 3 little lines, and then the rest of them have 2 little lines. And so I put the 3 little lines in the largest flower. I'm also going to use the Real Red for the center of the largest flower of our, and I'm going to do that in Real Red, and there are 3 centers in one, so I'm going to put those in the largest petals as well. And we will fussy cut those. Now for our sentiment, I am going to make a Love and Affection card box. Now I've already previously made the box, and I'm going to fill this with an assortment of greeting cards. This is kind of a sending a smile your way love card. This card today I'm making, I think this one, I think we're going to make it a thank you card. Now for the thank you card, I am going to use the new Thoughtful Banners that will also be out in June 1st. And it has the congratulations, thank you. Here's the thank you. So I'm going to use this thank you and this so much as my greeting. And I'm going to use the, I forgot the name of it. Hold on. Versamark. I forgot the name of it. It's Versamark. And I'm going to emboss with copper. Now, all of these products will be out June 1st, and you can order them directly from StampinUp.com with RaeNelle Pearson as your demonstrator. I'm going to make my banner with the Thank You So Much stamp set with the Versamark. This new copper will be in the catalog as well. You're going to love it. It's just absolutely beautiful. The one thing I didn't use was my embossing buddy, and we'll see if I'm going to have to redo it. A lot of times it will not stick, but there are some here that maybe there are some here. I want it to look very clean. Don't be like me and forget to use your embossing buddy. Actually, we got lucky this time. Now for this little leaf that is embossed in copper that is peeking out from under the washi tape, we're going to put it right here. But I think I'm going to use this leaf in the Love and Affection. So I'm going to have to mask this off in order for it not to stick. I'm getting my embossing buddy this time too. I'm going to use my embossing buddy, which this just makes it gives it a slight film of powder that keeps the oils and anything else from sticking to the paper other than the Versamark. We're going to take a little Post-it note, and I'm going to place it here that will mask this masking tape so that none of the Versamark ink gets on my washi tape. And one more. Okay. This will make a little bigger flower than the one on the original card. But I think it will be very nice. I can remove the Post-it note. Oh yes, that is going to be gorgeous. Now somehow it is sticking to the washi tape. Now to remove that from the washi tape, I'm going to get me a little paintbrush. Now with my paintbrush, I'll be able to brush all of that excess off of the card. I did not know it would stick to the washi tape like that, so I learned something here. So I'll get that cleaned off and then we'll do the embossing. So I've got it cleaned off and now we'll do our embossing. After fussy cutting the flowers, I cut my banner. And now we're going to snip the end of it and make a banner end. Simply cut in the center cut from each corner to the center, or use the triple banner punch. It works great too. We're going to use a crumb cake base, but there's something I did not do on this card that I did on the original, and that is these little green leaves. I stamped those here. So let's go do that. Using Cucumber Crush, I'm going to use the same leaf that is on this pattern here that we did with the copper. And I need to mask it as well. And then on the banner. Now those will show right underneath the flower. And it just adds another layer of dimension. We're going to be using crumb cake as our base, and we're scoring it at 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½. On the inside, we're going to add the sentiment, "You are very lovely. You are every lovely word I could possibly think of," in the Love and Affection stamp set. And we're going to stamp that in the Cucumber Crush. At the bottom, I'm also going to stamp a few little flowers. And I think I will use the Daffodil Delight. No, I think I will use this small flower in Daffodil Delight. It's just a tiny little flower, and it just adds so much beauty to this card. I always like to do the insides, just kind of finishes it off. I think I'll do this little leaf in Cucumber Crush. And then this other little flower, I believe I'll do it in the Real Red. All of these are in the Love and Affection stamp set. And that just adds to the beauty of the inside of the card. Now to assemble this card, you know, card making is an art, and I enjoy using card making as my art form. So I'm just going to attach that with snail. Stampin' and Dimensionals, you just cannot live without Stampin' and Dimensionals. And on the big flower, I'm going to put 2 Stampin' Dimensionals because I want it to be raised up more and I want those green leaves to show underneath. And I'm going to put 1 Stampin' Dimensional on this little red flower. And I'm just going to slip it underneath. And our other little red flower, I'm going to slip it, but I'm going to not use any dimensionals on it at all. Attach it to our card base. Attach our insides. I'm going to stamp this pattern here on the outside of the envelope. And that is our card for today. Thank you for joining me at RaeNelle.com. And remember, all of these products come out June 1st, and you're just going to definitely have to have this new stamp set, Love and Affection, and the Thoughtful Banners. These are go-to stamp sets that will last a lifetime.